Gentlemen, I am captivated every Monday night that this young man strolls into our studio to grace us with the majestic orations and deliberations of well intended political, economic, and social cultural thought. None other than Sir Mark, the bloviating Zeppelin, Biff Zeppe, SHR media darling that he is, BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. You can find him at BZEP. You can find him at shrmedia.com. I want to introduce some, present to others, my very, very good friend, Sir Mark, better known as Biff Zeppe. Good evening, sir. What a great joy it is to have you in the studio tonight. I hope he can hear me. Can you hear me, sir, at all? Oh my gosh. BZ, can you hear me, sir? Can you? Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. This is becoming like CNN. See, all we need right now is a picking of the nose, and there you go. That's the.
Don't think I wasn't thinking about that. Don't think I wasn't thinking about that.
That was picking of the nose, a scratch of the butt. There we go. That's television at its highest. There you go. Get your nicotine straight. Why wait? Why have it come through your nostrils and smoke? Get it directly up your nose. There you go.
Double A battery. What do you give me?
Let's see. I got 2 double A's that are dead. How about that? I want you to know tens of thousands of people watch this show every single night, and we never fall short of the glorious standard that we set for world televisions. There you go. Never.
See, listen, the people in Estonia right now are holding up the cards. They gave me a 7.8, and Estonia is a particularly difficult grader, okay? I got a 7.8 out of them.
Oh, and the Turkish people give you a 6.3. There you go.
No, Turkey hates me. They gave me a 2-1. They gave me a 2-1. Bastardos! Bastardos!
But thank God you mailed it in from Russia anyway, because that's a 9.9 from Russia, because you know Donald Trump and everything.
Well, right.
I got to ask you here, sir, how many mail-in ballots do you want to print up in order to get paid?
Here's the conundrum. And I don't know about you, but I haven't gotten my ballot yet. California is really stupid, but they haven't mailed out all of our ballots yet because mostly they're incompetent. And stupid, I forgot that too. So in D.C., though, did you get sent your ballots yet, Ken?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Is D.C. going to do that? Or is D.C. even going to open the polls?
D.C. will open the polls, but all of the super voting sites are west of the river, east of the river. You just have to go to the mailbox and vote. They will put a cover over the top of the mailbox for you so that you have some privacy when you do.
Okay, so you can't vote in person then in D.C.
Pretty much. They're trying so hard not to have you vote in person in D.C. They really are.
Here's so weird. If Trollop Joe Biden can vote in person, then anybody can vote in person. Holy mother of God, a 5-year-old can see that.
Well, you know what? We don't know if anyone can do it because Joe Biden said he wouldn't take a urine test. So you have to be able to pass a urine test to vote. We don't know about Joe Biden. Everyone else has to pass a urine test.
I happen to have a particular tidbit from Joe Biden from the 60s.
Yes.
He doesn't remember the 60s, but I remember him saying this.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and this is a quote. This is him quoting, let's see, from the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers, which was an underground comic by Gilbert Shelton. And Fat Freddy said this. He said, "Dope will get you through times of no money. Better than money will get you through times of no dope." Somewhere in there, Joe Biden quote. Guaranteed.
Somewhere in there, Joe Biden fits. There you go. I'm shocked. Tomorrow, and I want to say this for everybody who will be watching the recorded version of this in BitChute and as well our TECN TV YouTube channel. We'll have live coverage tomorrow. We'll cover the actual, and bring it to you, the debate between Republican President Donald John Trump and Democrat Marxist Joseph Robinette Joe Biden Jr. Did you know his middle name was Robinette?
Who?
Joe Biden. His middle name is Robinette.
Who? It's a visual.
It's a visual.
Robinette. Who would name their child Robinette? That's like we had a neighbor across the street, and my mom said, "No, go across the street and go see Phoebe, your Aunt Phoebe." And one day I said to her, "How do you spell Phoebe? How do you spell that? Feebee?" Yeah. And she said, "No, Phoebe. Phoe. Oh, you mean my friend Phobe across the street. Go see Phobe." So I started calling her Phobe from then on. Now, what the hell that has to do with Joe Biden, I have no damn idea.
It doesn't have to make it. Can you imagine during the debate he does one of those? He tells you a story from 1939 or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can expect a Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers quote by Gilbert Shelton somewhere during the debate tomorrow. Now, you have to ask this, and I think Tucker Carlson may end up losing his bet tomorrow. I think he bet Dana Perino. He said there isn't going to be a debate. So the night is early. Let's see, it's almost 10:30 where you are. Mm-hmm. So Joe Biden and his team have between now and, let's see, when's the debate start tomorrow? 9 o'clock Eastern?
Yep.
Okay, so he's got until about 6 o'clock to get up and say, "I don't feel well. The beads of sweat are pouring out on my forehead. I don't feel well." Or he could do Hillary Clinton. "I don't feel so rightly well."
And he could do that because he spent some time. Jill Biden spent time with the governor of Virginia before he made the announcement that he had COVID. So we still got time for a COVID test here.
Wait, does that mean that there are pictures of Joe Blackface?
Or in the hood. We don't know which one. The hood or the blackface. One or the other.
Well, maybe he's wearing both. Maybe it's a hood and blackface.
Oh, my goodness. Delaware should be so proud.
Did you really think the debate was going to occur?
No.
Honestly, I didn't.
No, seriously. I thought he would come down with COVID last week. I really did. Because
the other thing I thought is, at the last second, I thought, okay, they also may do this. Now, it's going to be in Cleveland, I think, right?
Yeah, yes.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. So, what happens if at the last second, one of his handlers decides, okay, we'll do the debate. Joe's not feeling well. He's not going to emerge from his basement. But, we'll be happy to do it virtual.
Was the earpiece already in? There you go.
Yeah, yeah. So he'll have 17 teleprompters and 2 earpieces.
I'm ready for any question that you've already given me.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And now the next question from Donna Brazil. Donna?
This is really this is one of the great things about the 90s was Mike Tyson going in.
Before he got his tattoos.
Yeah, before he got his tats, before he lost his mind and married Robin Givens. Everything out after that went downhill, just straight downhill. But he was better off raping women than he was marrying Robin Givens. Okay, some people are not going to get that joke, but okay, you'll understand later on in life.
I got it.
But the bottom line here is that Mike Tyson was paid an enormous sum of money to knock someone out in the first 3 minutes of a fight. Maybe 6 minutes, maybe 9, and no more than 9 minutes. His fights ended so abruptly, you got mad because you went to get something to drink and you came back and it was over.
You missed the best part.
It's over.
I'm Mike Tyson. I'm Mike Tyson, and I am gonna kick your butt. All right? I'm gonna lay you down in the first round.
Oh my gosh, you gotta be careful with Mike Tyson.
You ever see a dude whose voice so didn't match his physicality?
I'm gonna kick your butt. I'm gonna kick your butt from here to Cleveland. I told you I'm gonna kick your butt from here to Cleveland.
But we had a lot of
Watch. He's watching right now, and he probably lives in D.C.
He does.
I hope your address isn't public, dude.
He does. He actually at one time lived down in Rockville. Yeah, so I don't know if he still lives there. I don't know if he still has a house there or whatever, but, yeah, I'm expecting Mike.
Okay, Mike Tyson. Ken McClinton's address is 1818 Wino Way, Washington, D.C. And his phone number is 208-555-1212. But stay away.
Thank you.
Because Ken will kick your butt. Ken can kick your butt with both hands right behind his back. You little sissy. You sissy. You just leave Ken, my friend, alone. You little sissy. He can kick you. He can take your glasses off and he'll kick your butt.
Okay. So I think tomorrow's electoral debate would sort of be like Mike Tyson fighting Larry Holmes. It's going to be very quick. It's going to be very ugly. And he will probably end up defecating on himself like Jerry Nadler by the end of the first couple of rounds. It's going to
okay. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay. I saw that video with Nadler, and I saw what? 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 I didn't finish the question yet. Okay, you're Ken. You're in D.C. You know everything.
Oh, yeah.
So, Nadler's off to the right of the podium, our left, and Pelosi's up there talking about whatever the hell. And all of a sudden, now I don't know if that video was sound enhanced or not, but you have to admit the little Nadler shuffle off to the side. So is that video real?
Yeah, that's real. That's a real
so,
video. You know what he was doing. With
so he pooped his pants in public?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. See, that's what happens when you get used to wearing the diaper again. See, we didn't do it for like 50, 60 some odd years. Now you got the diaper back, and so, you just think everything's supposed to fall into it. Cupcakes, Doritos, feces, everything just falls into it. There you go.
God. So, okay. So then, not to be gross or anything, but so he's doing the little bitty Nadler shuffle to make sure that material doesn't roll down his pants legs and they catch it on TV. Is that what the little steps are about?
That's exactly what it's about. Jerry Nadler, who's in charge of one of the most important committees on Capitol Hill for investigations. Jerry Nadler, who shared the duties. Oh, I'm sorry, I said duties.
Dude, I got that. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. He caught the duty. Yeah, according to what you said, Ken. He caught the duty, all right. He sure did. He was doing his duty to make sure the duty didn't roll down his pants and into the public, is what he was dutying.
Oh, my God. You know, all you need at that point is for one of the congressmen to come over and slap him on the back saying, "Great job, Jerry." Oh!
Yeah, good job, Jerry. Or some football fan come up to behind him and slap him in the butt. Great job, Jerry. Great job, Jerry. Love the hell out of that one, Jerry. What a guy. Oh, damn. I need a glove here. Somebody got a towel? I need a glove.
Can someone help me here? Oh, my God. I don't think COVID was his biggest concern standing at that podium. It's not
okay, see, important. I get on the show and it devolves and now we're talking about poop.
And Mike Tyson, don't forget about Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, we went from Ilhan Omar to Mike Tyson to excrement. I mean, it can only get better. I'm so sorry. Oh my! Oh my God! This reminds me of my days of SHR.
Ken, I'm so sorry for all your viewers tuning out right now. All your viewers are going, Jesus, I need to clean the damn fish tank. You know, give me my checkbook. I need to balance my checkbook.
You know, actually, I'm looking for that hint from Bonnie Williams, my executive producer, sending me the hint. Okay, move on. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about Jerry Nadler. He was trying to hold it. Oh, man.
Well,
I don't think
apparently he was sufficiently good that he held it in view of camera. Now, in stage right, out of the view of the camera, we have no idea.
We have no idea. I think his cheeks haven't clenched that much since he visited Nancy Pelosi in San Francisco.
Here's the bad part. Somebody had to clean that.
One of his staffers. This is where you get paid the big bucks right here in Washington.
Yeah.
Cleaning the swamp.
Yeah.
You can't call Mike Tyson. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for you, Jerry.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I can't sit around and wait for Mike Tyson to say anything deep because I spend most of my time laughing at his voice. It just...
Do you have bulletproof windows?
Hmm?
Okay, good.
No, not bulletproof. We have missile-proof. Missile-proof
windows. Oh, better yet. Better yet.
Windows. Oh, I got my hook. The executive producer has told me, move on now. Don't talk about Jerry Nadler any more clenching. So we can't talk about Oh, poor
Bonnie, no! Not over here!
Wow.
So, 2 questions. Do you actually think, because I'm going to be serious just for about 2.35 seconds.
Okay, no more.
No more. Okay, start counting. Wait. I have a stopwatch. I'll time it.
Okay, go right ahead.
How many drugs and of what variety will they inject Joe Biden with just prior to the debate? Because I truly believe that will occur.
Well, it probably be steroids. He needs some steroids. He needs them. He needs those roids right up there. Speaking of roids, do you know Jerry Nadler? Have you ever met him? No, just kidding.
No, but I have it on good faith that Mike Tyson knows him.
Okay, and the other thing is,
I
seriously,
heard that Mike Tyson actually knocked it out of him.
Is anybody going to check? Seriously, I would do this.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, I would check the podium. I wonder if anybody's going to check their podiums.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, and I don't know this, I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe you do. First, does Joe Biden wear hearing aids?
Well, yes.
I don't know the answer to that question.
Yes. Every time there's a debate,
he does.
A hearing aid. Every time, I qualify that. Every time there's a debate, he's wearing a hearing aid. You talk about a man who cheated on writing an essay in college and kept the practice up through law school. He knows only one way of doing this. He knows only one way. The Ilhan Omar way. Cheat, cheat, cheat.
So then the next question, if he wears hearing aids, is, to me, wouldn't that be the number one logical way to feed him answers?
Yeah.
Replace one of the pieces, one of the hearing aids, with an actual receiver on a sole frequency to feed him answers.
You know, I think they do that, and that might be problematic because when you hear something and try to repeat it, you're also trying to think it through, what someone's saying to you, so it sounds logical when you say it. And when you are illogical to begin with as a Democrat, any person who's registered a Democrat is already starting off with an illogical foundation. And then you already have a demented mind, so much so that you smell the hair of little girls. All that stuff is going to get crossed in coming out. So it will be probably one of the most entertaining debates in American history. One of the most, not since, I forget his name. He ran against George Bush and Bill Clinton, and he was the owner of a great IT company out of Texas. I can't think of his name. Oh my God. But he sounded just crazy at times when he was on the podium in debate. It's going to be.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about Ross Perot.
Ross Perot. There you go. Ross Perot for 500. There you go. Ding, 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 ding. Ross Perot is the correct answer. Yes. And somehow Ross Perot went from being an enigmatic superstar to a controversial, where did he go from here story. Ross Perot, if you want to look up crazy, also his general who was running as vice president for him.
Oh, his general was great. I can't think of that guy's name, but he was a flippin' loon. Oh, man. Yeah.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm going to tell you, it is going to be very exciting if he can actually go 15 minutes of the debate without screwing up. He has to go 15 minutes without screwing up.
And again, I suspect you know more about this than I do. Is it a 1 hour debate or is it a 2 hour debate?
I believe it's a 2 hour debate.
Okay. Number one, and I'm serious about this, can Joe Biden stand for 2 hours or will they give him a chair? And the second is, I think it'll be very obvious. And now if you're the Democrats and in concert with the American media maggots, if there's a delay between Chris Wallace asking a question, Trump answers it, Chris poses a question, Trump answers it, well, Chris, blah, 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 blah. And then Joe, because I don't think, if this is occurring, I don't think Joe can stop from going, pause, putting his hand up to that, looking at that, maybe tilting his head, waiting, and then giving an answer. If he does that, it's up. It's absolutely up.
And you know, people are complaining. First and foremost, I want to tell everyone who's watching the debates, even the one when Pence goes up against Kamala Harris and he's going to wipe the floor with her. Oh my God, it's going to be embarrassing to watch. Well, actually, wipe the mattress with her. She's more akin to a mattress than a floor. Don't get sympathetic about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Don't get so sympathetic. You're sitting there and you're weeping because they're getting their butt whipped by Mike Tyson. No, you just enjoy the 30 seconds that you are allowed to watch that beating go on, and then you move on with your life. You really do. Don't give up your vote to Joe because Joe got his butt whipped in a debate. First and foremost, he's working on the English language as we speak right now in his basement. So once he gets that down pat, he'll be ready to debate Donald Trump.
Knowing, Ken, what we know about Joe Biden and what I believe every rational, common sense thinking human being who will actually say it knows about Joe Biden's physical nature, you have to ask yourself, literally, absent drugs, can he stand in one place for 2 hours? Can he answer questions for 2 hours? Can he appear cogent for 2 hours? Can he keep his train of thought for 2 hours? I don't see anything between essentially since his announcement and now where he's shown any kind of ability in I guess, for lack of a better word, longevity. He hasn't really, I mean, do you know, Ken, of any place where he has sat predominantly and either provided input or heard input from a series of individuals for 2 hours?
Never.
Since he started?
I have not seen, since this campaign, I have not seen him do that. I've seen the debates against the Democrats, and that really didn't matter. They gave him the vote on that one. He was going to win every debate hands down anyway. But even with those, he wasn't there. He just wasn't there. And people talk about the Joe Biden who was under Obama. Oh, he was losing it under Obama when he did the speech to the military personnel, and he called them stupid children without fathers. He called them that.
Yeah, and that's I'm no doctor. I don't play one on TV, but I can read.
Yeah.
And it has been indicated that people with dementia can become angry.
Yes. And
doesn't it seem to me, to you also, Ken, that on certain occasions during the past year, maybe even 2 years, there was one where he got pissed off at an auto worker. There was another one where he got pissed off at a fireman.
Yeah.
Where the guy actually challenged what he was saying. So I have two concerns about this. Well, the first concern is longevity. Can Joe even be there for 2 hours?
Yeah.
That would be a major concern. You know, we're not even talking about what he says, just the ability to remain present and engaged for 2 complete hours. The second is the cogency of the rhetoric that escapes his mouth. Will he be able to keep sharp on that? The third aspect is, will Trump, or even absent Trump goading him, will Joe Biden, when pressed by Trump, or even pressed by Chris Wallace, will he be able to resist saying something, the tomorrow's version of clap you stupid bastards?
Exactly.
Will he be able to stay the course, speak rationally, not get upset? I don't know. I really don't know.
You know what's really sad? It's not the substance. If he does all those stylings, he's considered victorious in battle. Our standards are so low.
You know
so low.
Wouldn't you guess, because you're the DC dude, you read everything that comes out of DC, you're in DC, you have your finger on the pulse of DC, would you not suspect that at least 50% of the people that are going to publish posts or articles directly following the debate tomorrow night have those articles and posts already written.
Oh, they were written in June. They were written in June. We already know. He's the greatest thing since Swiss cheese. He's a great debater. Look how he hung in there with them. He was under assault. His family was attacked. His faith was attacked. His mindset was attacked, and he stood fast. If he could stand fast against Trump, he could stand fast against Boris Johnson or Vladimir Putin or Xi Jinping. This is the type of man that we want representing our country. I'm going to tell you right now, this is the type of man I wouldn't even want representing my nursing home. Wouldn't want it. He's just not qualified for the presidency. You speak about the drugs. I would think that he had drugs before he actually goes up on that stage. Something to get him pumped up. The other thing is, you're right. Sugar Ray Leonard won a lot of his fights, not because he actually fought the opponent, but he spent his time running away around the ring. He had great speed. How are you going to catch him? You're going to spend your time chasing him. Quite frankly, all he wants to do is run for 15 rounds and not even lay a hit, and he's a victorious individual. I think Donald Trump needs to go in and haul off and just go right at him from the jump and screw Chris Wallace. He's a terrible, terrible debate host. He's not going to ask the right questions. Screw him.
Oh, hell no. He'll
take it directly to Joe and knock his little butt out the first couple of rounds.
Well, I won't say that Wallace will craft softballs, because I would assume that he's going to have to give the same question to both individuals. Mm-hmm. But just like any poll that you take, a poll taker can skew a question to where you're going to have a pre-crafted answer that you almost can't avoid giving. Mm-hmm. So I think, and you tell me, these are the leftists saying, because this will be embedded into whatever story issues forth, Biden wins. He held his ground. Mm-hmm. And they'll also say, and we gave Joe Biden Fox News. We put him into the mouth of the evil Fox News, and Joe withstood the evil Fox News.
I'm going to tell you, this is a great debate tool that George Bush would do, and I would tell Donald Trump to do it because he's a much more aggressive debater than even George Bush. I'm talking about Junior, not Senior. Senior was a smarty butt. But Junior would answer the question in short order and then move on to another subject in terms of what he was talking about. So to keep the subject matter where he was most comfortable. I would tell Donald Trump, knock him down, first 30 seconds of your answer to Chris Wallace, and then for the next minute after that, talk about whatever the heck you want to talk about and about your purpose for the second term, as if you've already won the debate, and this is what we're going to do in our second term. Just beat the bejeebers out of Joe Biden, and it doesn't matter how you look on television, beating up an old man with dementia, who is talking about Marxism. It doesn't matter. Just beat him up. Here's the other problem with low expectations. If he doesn't knock out Joe Biden, he's going to be considered the loser.
Oh, exactly. If he doesn't score, it's exactly. It's what you say. It's the bigotry of low expectations. If Biden kind of maybe a little, because of a better life through chemicals, holds his own a little bit, just a weensy bit, you know the headlines tomorrow morning are going to be, Biden wins, Biden kicks OMB's butt, Biden kicks Trump into the stratosphere. Arr! That's what it's going to be.
I'm sorry, but this, forgive me for using pugilism as the reference for these great and dynamic conversations on debate, which are not Herculean at all. But the simple matter is, one of the things that a heavyweight boxer does when he knows that he can't beat his opponent is to, like Muhammad Ali, hold and grab that particular opponent for as long as you can and wait for the ref to come in and separate you, then bounce back so that they can't hit you, and then find a way to hold and grasp. That's basically the whole gambit of the debate tomorrow for Joe Biden. His job is to
clutch him and throw him against the ropes.
That's it.
Clutch him, throw him against the ropes.
That's it. That's it. He doesn't have to knock out. He doesn't even have to score.
Oh, no.
He just has to hold on to the very end. That's why it's going to be very prudent for Donald Trump to talk about three things. One, the fact of the matter is that I would bring up instantly after the first question, 30 seconds, get my answer. Next minute, I would talk about the fact that Joe Biden met with Susan Rice, Barack Hussein Obama, and James Comey in the White House to plan on getting his campaign, spying his campaign, and getting Flynn. I would talk about that one. Second thing I would talk about is a simple matter that not only did he give an okay for $1.5 billion to be sent to Tehran, which has used that money against us with jihadists coming out in various countries, but in addition to that, his son got a payment. Let's talk about Russia, of $3.5 million from the Russian mayor. What was that money for? Third thing I would talk about is how come you, Mr. Biden, went to the Ukraine and required the Ukraine to fire an attorney general if they didn't, in exchange for receiving federally guaranteed, congressionally approved foreign aid, $1.5 billion. Why did you do that, sir? I would investigate his butt right there on stage. Answer these questions for me.
You could even distill it down easier than that. There's a big difference between now and 2016. Mm-hmm. Donald John Trump, OMB, the guy with the dead orange cat on his head, has this that Biden doesn't have. He has 4 years of accomplishments. And I would trot out all of my accomplishments and follow it up every damn time with 47 years, and what have you done? I did blah, 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 blah. 47 years, and what have you done? I did blah, 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 blah for the black community, black unemployment, Hispanic unemployment. 47 years, and what have you done? Blah, 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 blah. 47 years, and what have you? Hammer the hell out of him with that every time.
BZ, I love it when you come on the air with me because we solemnly agree after nearly an hour of frivolity, at least the last 15 minutes of it, we solemnly agree about how to win this debate. And I love it when you come on the air with me. Can you tell everybody what you'll be doing tomorrow night on your program, Berserk Bobcat Saloon? Got it.
Thank you, Ken.
Now back to you.
Well, Ken, what I'd like to tell you is this, mate. What I'm going to have in the first hour is a guy named Alex Epstein. He represents the fossil fuel corporations, and he says essentially fossil fuels are mandatory for any civilization. And I'm going to have him ream the crap out of leftists for the first full hour. Then in the second hour, probably because I wouldn't have complete time to be able to see the debates. That's very sad in and of itself because I'll be driving to get to the studio during the debate, is I'll have an open door discussion with people available to call in on the debates themselves. So Alex Epstein is going to skewer leftists who hate fossil fuel in the first hour, and the second hour we're going to go over the debates, mate, and you.
You know what? I need to create a bingo card. We need a bingo card so that by the time they reach your particular hour of airtime, most people are completely saturated with whatever that they were drinking. Absolutely just crazy drunk. Sir Mark, the Blue.
And thank you for having me on the show.
Biff Zeppe, love you, man. God bless you. Talk to you next week.
God bless you, sir. Take care.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Mark, the Blue Rating Zeppelin, Biff Zeppe. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we do at this particular hour of the night as we have come to that time. Let me hit that. Yep. And I don't want to get in trouble with my executive producer. Not that I'm scared or nothing, but you know what I'm saying. One of the first things I want to do is thank Mary Brockman. I treasure you. I love you. I think the world of you, Mary Brockman. And I thank God that you're here almost every night. If not, I'm not here. And how you sustain and encourage me and entertain me. And I will work on getting new mics. I will. Also, Bonnie Williams, thank you for being a great executive producer. I will have, we're going to go with some movies. I'll make sure that you got those approvals on your desk as soon as possible. And in addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Biggs for her financial support that makes this dream come alive every single night. Listen, everyone else who tuned in tonight, I love you all. Thank you so much. We got a big night tomorrow night. We will have coverage. We will show you the entire debate, and then we will come afterwards and give commentary to that. We're going to work that out on Wednesday night. Robert Seedy, Roop Prasad will be back, and we'll be talking with Guyana. Yeah, we sent out the information. We're going to talk with Guyana about Guyana becoming a territory of the United States of America. Not a state, a territory. And ladies and gentlemen, like I told you before, Brian Flowers will be with us next Monday. You want to talk with him, listen to him and his campaign for Jackson, Mississippi. So with all of those things on our radar, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., breakfast with Phil and Dave. Greg Young also will be there. In addition to that, we have none other than Pastor Dave McHale. He's on the air with Global Impact at 3, and then we'll be back on doing our... Oh, no, Suzanne Monk will also be here, ladies. Suzanne Monk will also be here 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So we got a lot on the agenda. Stay tuned on TECN TV for some of the best in urban conservative news talk and movies. And without further ado, if you don't remember anything else I said tonight, I hope that you do remember this, that God bless America. It is now time for America to bless God. Listen, smooches gracias. Love you all. Thank you so much.